everyone, welcome to our channel Statisticians Hub. Today we are going to learn how to perform Mann-Whitney U Test in SPSS. I am S. Manjita Singha from the Department of Statistics, Assam University, Silchar. Mann-Whitney U Test. This non-parametric test for two samples was first described by Wilcoxon and studied by Mann and Whitney. This test is an alternative to the two-sample independent t-test. It is also known as the Wilcoxon rank sum test and is used to compare differences between two independent groups when independent variable is either ordinal or continuous, but not normally distributed. Instead of comparing means of the two groups, as in the case of the t-test, the Mann-Whitney U test actually compares median. This test is run by ranking all observations and then finding the sum of the ranks in each group. It then evaluates whether the ranks for the two groups differ significantly. The test statistic U is a measure of the difference in the rank sums. Now let us define the test statistic for the Mann-Whitney test or the U statistic. Let x1 up to xn1 be an IID sample from X and y1 up to yn2 be an IID sample from Y, and both samples are independent of each other. The corresponding Mann-Whitney U test is defined as the smaller of U1 equal to N1 into N2 plus N1 into N1 plus 1 divided by 2 minus R1, U2 equal to N1 into N2 plus N2 into N2 plus 1 divided by 2 minus R2, where R1 and R2 being the sum of the ranks in groups 1 and 2 respectively. The assumptions for the Mann-Whitney U test are: the dependent variables should be measured on an ordinal scale or a continuous scale. The independent variables should consist of two categorical independent groups. Observations should be independent. In other words, there should be no relationship between the two groups or within each group. Observations are not normally distributed, however, they should follow the same shape. So, how to interpret the result of Mann-Whitney U test in SPSS? If the p-value is less than or equal to the significance level, the decision is to reject the null hypothesis, and if the p-value is greater than the significance level, the decision is to fail to reject the null hypothesis. Now let us do an example in SPSS. The question is, a new approach to prenatal care is proposed for pregnant women living in a rural community. The new program involves in-home visits during the course of pregnancy in addition to the usual or regularly scheduled visits. A pilot randomized trial with 15 pregnant women is designed to evaluate whether women who participate in the program deliver healthier babies than women receiving usual care. The outcome is the APGAR score measured 5 minutes after birth. The data are shown below. Is there statistical evidence of a difference in APGAR score in women receiving the new and enhanced versus usual prenatal care? Let us set up the null hypothesis. H0. There is no significant difference between the scores in the two groups. Against the alternative hypothesis H1, there is significant difference between the scores in the two groups. Now go to the variable view and enter the name of the first variable as group and set type as numeric, and click on the values and enter value as 1, level as usual care, and similarly 2 as new program, and press OK and set measure as nominal. Now we enter the name of the second variable as score, type as numeric, and measure as k. Now go to data view. Here these are our two variables to be tested. So click on Analyze, and on Non-Parametric Test click on Legacy Dialogs, and then click on Two Independent Sample Test. Now take APGAR score to test variable list and group to grouping variable. Here it shows two question marks, so define the groups. Set group 1 as 1 and group 2 as 2. In test type, by default it is check on Mann-Whitney U, so press OK. Here sum of ranks for usual care is 45.5 and new program is 74.5, and Mann-Whitney U statistic is 9.5 and p-value is 0.029. As p-value is less than 0.05, we reject our null hypothesis and conclude that there is difference in APGAR scores in women receiving the new and enhanced versus usual prenatal care.